Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Project Delta. This episode is going to be available until April 1st at 10 a.m. I can't believe we've gotten to 10 episodes already. It's kind of crazy. I mean, on average, we've been doing about an episode every 2 days, and I mean, there are a lot. Some of them obviously have been ad-libbed, probably about half of them actually at this point, but others have been scripted. Others have just had an outline but no script, and I've just gone off that. And this one is kind of one of those, but I also just want to talk about like the project overall as a whole. This is probably going to be like the longest gap. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is the longest gap so far between episode releases, just because this is Project 10, and I want to talk a bit about like I guess the future of this project and everything, and also like how it's been going so far over the last 10 days now. And honestly, it's been going pretty good. The overall viewership of the project has like steadily dropped off, and that's kind of to be expected. I mean, if you miss an episode, you're probably less likely to come back to one as well. So like I think each episode only gets maybe around 1,000 views, and I know I say only, but like they do take time, and like that kind of ends up taking away from some of the videos in general, which is also one of the reasons why there's such a long gap between this one and the next one, is just because I do want to focus pretty heavily on the upcoming videos. But like there's definitely been some like drop off in viewership, but I'd say that like my core audience is still mostly watching these new episodes. You're mostly watching these new episodes, and if you're listening to this, you're probably among the core audience, I would assume. And like yeah, I just want to say like thank you to everybody who has watched through the episodes, even if you've missed some. That's fine. I mean, I don't expect everybody to be able to watch all of the episodes, obviously. I mean, I knew that, and it's been nice to have a spot where I can just upload stuff and not really have to worry about how it's going to be received, just because, well, it's going to be gone, so even if it's received negatively or like nobody really cares, then it's going to be gone in like a day or two anyways. So it's kind of nice to be able to have that. It's almost like a diary, I guess, that doesn't get saved. I don't know. It's interesting, and I don't really know how to like describe what this is, but it's almost like a spot where I can upload stuff on my channel for my core audience that I'm not really going to be worried about other people seeing. And it's also like definitely not going to affect like the metrics of my channel as well. Like because there've been like it's kind of clear that uploading other things related to a channel that aren't specifically videos can sometimes affect like the metrics of the channel. They might make somebody less likely to click on future videos if you just spam out stuff on your channel, because they're like, well, I just see stuff from them all the time, so like why should I watch all of it? And that's also kind of a problem with like the daily uploads in general. But like for example, if I just started doing a community post every single day, like people would start to get annoyed eventually, because that would just cram their subscription feed. Or if I did live streams like 3 times a day, or uploaded 100 videos in a single day, like just spamming stuff out like that can get a bit annoying. But having this, a spot where I can upload something in a video that's already up is nice. Like it is a very different feeling from like uploading anything else on YouTube that I have ever worked on. And I think that's definitely one of the like best aspects of it, is just the fact that it is small and it's finite, but it's still on my main channel, and it's specifically for like my core audience. Like that it's very difficult to do that in like with any other thing just in general. So I've loved having this as like an outlet. Although I will admit sometimes I'm not really sure what to talk about in a video, and I'll set like a release date and I'll kind of just forget. Like I will admit I have forgotten about a release date at least once or twice. And like the Klingon tracks in general have gotten a little like repetitive. I feel like there aren't too many times where like I feel like I'm just uploading Klingon audio tracks for the sake of uploading Klingon audio tracks rather than for like the artistic part or like actually using them. But the problem is like just because it's a gimmick, if I'm not specifically like even if I'm specifically using it for something, if I stop like doing it for every video, then people are going to be less likely to watch in the future because they'll just forget about it. If I'm being honest, like people are just going to forget about it eventually. Like even in the analytics, I can tell like over time the number of people watching the Klingon tracks has just like diminished. And like sure, a lot of like the core audience still watches it, but like overall, like the general audience just kind of doesn't watch them anymore. And like I can't really blame them just because having to do a double the runtime for every video is very difficult to keep that second runtime of high quality. So like there's not really much there if you're doing it for every video. But if you're not doing it for every video, then people aren't really going to watch. Like it's a very weird feature, and it's just weird. It's just weird. That's the best way I can describe it. And like using this feature as well is like it is weird to have like that deadline of I have to upload because like sometimes I just don't really know what to talk about. And also like this suffers from the same problem of like if I just put out a video that's not very good, then it's just not going to be a very like high quality and people are going to stop watching because they're like, oh well, the last like 3, 4, 5 episodes haven't been very good, or I haven't been interested in them, so why should I watch? And like then the viewership drops, and then like there's almost like it almost turns into like a self-defeating prophecy. I think that's the right phrase, but like you kind of get the point. Like it's just not, I don't know how sustainable you doing Klingon audio tracks is. I think, if I'm being honest, I am going to finish out like doing Klingon audio tracks for Project 100, but then I think after that, I'm only going to use it whenever there is a point to using it. For example, like with the Project Hail Mary review, like I thought of doing that, and I'm like, that is a perfect way to use the Klingon audio track. I'm going to use that. Or a project like this, where I can think of a fun, good use for it. I'll use it for stuff like that, but overall, I'm not really going to be using it much after Project 100, but I will still be continuing this. I'm going to be continuing this probably as long as the channel's around because it is a good way to do a one-on-one with your audience. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next time. Bye-bye.